centre and states, and it only has a persuasive value. Emphasizing the importance of cooperative federalism, Supreme Court bench led by Justice Chandrachood noted that the union and the state government have simultaneous powers to legislate the goods and services tax. The apex court held that in Indian federalism, centre and state always engage in a dialogue, and hence the GST Council must also work in a harmonious manner.
Indeed, this will have great ramifications. Indeed, this is a landmark decision for two reasons today. One, the role of the GST Council. The GST Council will have now only the recommendary role, which is very, very clear from this decision. In fact, if we see the provisions of the Indian Constitution, Article 279, capital A of the Indian Constitution provides powers to GST Council, but the Constitution is very clear that these will be in the form of a representation. So as a corollary, what will happen now is any recommendation of the GST Council, which is thereafter implemented into a statutory provision, is subject to judicial review, which means that GST Council can give recommendations to both the centre and the state, but it will be up to the centre and the state to follow these recommendations. The states and the centre will be equally responsible for making any changes, and those changes must be in light of the other constitutional provisions.
The top court laying down the law of the land insofar as the scope and spectrum of the GST Council's powers is concerned. It is relying on Article 264A of the Constitution in the larger interests of federalism. It is clearly stating that in matters of taxation like the goods and service tax, it is both the central government and the state legislatures or the state governments that have equal powers, and therefore the scope and spectrum of the GST Council's recommendations are not binding either on central government or the state legislatures, but they are of persuasive nature. So clearly important ruling coming from the Supreme Court, where it has attempted to put to rest all the speculations surrounding the scope and spectrum of the GST Council's powers in the larger interest of federalism, clearly stating that as far as areas of taxation go, both the central government and the state assemblies or state governments have an equal say.
And on that note, we'll slip into a short break. Stay tuned to Mirror Now. We'll be back.